If you don't know how to create your higher time frame narratives for lower time frame trading, you are trading half blind. Watch this video to get your sights back. Let's talk about higher time frame narratives. It's the most important thing that you can learn from this channel. We have many details about the markets. We have many concepts that you can learn from this channel, but the weak point of every trader that I saw and I talked to is that they can't find a good way to make their higher time frame narratives, and this channel is for you to learn that too. Let's talk about higher time frame narratives. Maybe some people don't believe me, but the people who know me know that I said this high is the high of the month. I said that it will come down and react from this POI, and it came down for more than 100 pips in multiple days. After that, I talked about this low that is going to get raided. It happened after this, and after this candle I said that it will come up and take this high, and it happened. I said that we have a volume imbalance here and it will react from this imbalance. I said that it will come to this point or this point from this, and all these predictions were on live market conditions. So it is possible to predict the market with high accuracy in higher time frames. I mean from 4 hour to daily and weekly. In lower time frames it's a little bit hard. So what we do, we make and we create our narratives in higher time frames and try to take trades in lower time frames. For example, I have a signal channel in Persian language. You can see the results here, and we trade on live market conditions and we post our signals in this channel. But all these signals are in lower time frames, for example 3 or 5 minute time frames, and those signals are from me and from some of my students. What happens? We make and we create our higher time frame narratives, and we take trades based on sessions, based on intraday price action in lower time frames, for example 3 or 5 minute time frame. For example, one of my students posted this trade on the shadow of this candle. It broke this low and it started to create a good entry, and it was like this. I'm going to show you, and the results is obvious. You can see that. I don't know which one is it. Yes, it is. This right here. So we make our narratives on higher time frames. For example, daily, we know that these highs for now are weak highs, so we can take buy trades, and we see that our volume imbalance is getting filled, and we have some good setup in 3 minutes, for example, and we can enter the markets. Let's talk about higher time frame narratives. You only need a few concepts to predict the higher time frame movements. They are going to be displacement, premium and discount, POIs like fair value gaps, order blocks, rejection blocks, and every kind of POI, even a support and resistance line can help you. And internal and external liquidity, or sell sides and buy sides in the market. With these few concepts, you can, in the long term, you can predict the market movements with high accuracy. I mean, every daily or weekly candle can provide you with good trades. For example, when the market is going higher, it should reach its targets and then make a breakdown, so we can participate in reversals. For example, here we have an up move and it broke these lows, so it took out the sell sides. It reacted to a very good POI and a very big imbalance here. After that, it breaks down to the upside. So we have first target from this high to this low, and it's going to be above the 50%, so you can anticipate that this market is going to provide you with buys until it reaches the 50% of the market. After that, you have POIs and liquidity pools. Here is our POI. So after that, you can anticipate and participate in the market movements for buys if you can find any good POIs. For example, here we have a mitigation block or a support and resistance. So you can enter the market, find your lower time frame setups in these candles to buy the market, or you can use these POIs. It is a breaker block in lower time frames to enter the market to the downside until it fills this fair value gap. After that, we have this rejection block. It didn't do much, but we have this rejection block, and we have this point as our internal liquidity. You may say that, oh, you are going to take a stop loss here. First of all, yes, stop losses are in the markets. You should be patient in losses, but the most important thing is that no, you are not going to take any losses here. Why? Because you should wait until the lower time frame confirmation. For example, here we can go to the lower time frame. Our high of the previous day is this high. Yes, we are in Wednesday and Thursday, so this high is our last high. We wait until the breakdown and enter the trade. How we can enter the trade? We can even enter the trade with simple premium and discount. You can see that it works like magic. You can enter the market between 50% to 78. The best spot is 70% of the leg, and the stop loss above that high. You should manage your trades in for example 2 or 3 reward risk ratio, and our profits are met. So we validate our parkings in lower time frame. For example, when it is going high like your angry mom, you should wait until it breaks down and it provides you with a good setup, so we don't take any losses here. We enter the trade after this breakdown. Anyway, so our higher time frame objectives are premium and discount after breakdown. These two concepts are integrated. So if you don't have a breakdown, you can't predict the market with high accuracy that it is going to go, for example, from discount to premium. But when the breakdown happens, I mean here it broke the structure with a powerful move here with this candle, so we can enter the market, for example, on this POI, this rejection block. You can enter the market with this mitigation block here, and you can anticipate that the market is going to go to premium of this bearish leg. After that, it comes up, it meets its objective. First objective is this high, second objective is this high, because we have a very good POI in lower time frames here that it didn't hit these POI. And the most important thing is that we have 1.9 round number above this high, so we wait until it comes up again. And another thing is that, so for higher time frames, we said that POIs, liquidity pools, fair value gaps, for example, premium discount is important for us. If you pull your thing from here to here, you can see that it's on equilibrium, which closed our fair value gap, which is making this inefficient price action efficient. Or we have an untouched support and resistance, it took out these lows as sell side, so here we can enter the market in lower time frames as well. Why not? It is our breakdown to the upside, so we are going to enter the market below some sell side liquidity which happened here. You can enter here as well if you don't take this trade, and it is going to go to the upside and meet our objectives. So we are going to see the daily time frame. Now what we have now, we just have some sell sides here and here, so we are going to mark this out, and this is another point as well because it is our rejection block. So we can enter the market to the upside for buys in these days, and sometimes, to be real, to be honest, sometimes these conditions happen, and you can anticipate some of them with, for example, liquidity pool. You can see that there is a lot of liquidities above these highs, but I'm not going to be like scam gurus. You are sometimes going to get surprised by the market movements. But another thing is that we have some sell side here. It is not something that you can anticipate in the markets, but the next movement that I'm going to explain for you is going to be predictable, and that's this candle. It is our order block. It is on 1.08 number. You can see that it's from this low to this low, and you can come back and find some support and resistances as well. That's a little hard, but it is a valid order block. You can see that it took these lows as sell side, it took this low as sell side. We go to lower time frames and search for entry setups. It's a little messy, so we use higher time frames, for example 1 hour, and it's simple as this. Why in the last example I said that below these lows, but here it reacted to this some kind of rejection block. It is an order block because first we have a breaker block here. That's what made resistant to the price action. It is not these order blocks. We have some liquidity points here and here, and if you are afraid to enter the markets here, or like the last scenario, you put your entry here and it didn't enter for you, you can use these POIs as well. Why? Because it's double confirmation. We have our sell side, we have our stop loss, and we have our target Smith. After that, it should come up and break these highs as inducement. Now we should wait for confirmation and breakdown. We don't have a breakdown. This candle shows us breakdown. I remember I posted a video on Instagram post in my Persian channel, and I called this movement from here. It was 1 hour or 2 hours after NFP from this point. I called this POI as our target of movement, and it's there. I archived it from this point. Why? Because it is our breakdown. So when we have some movement like this, we should wait until the daily breakdown, then you can enter the market to the downside. These are not breakdowns because no low gets validated, but it is a breakdown. You may say that it didn't break the low, but it will break the low. Look at this shit. It will continue its movement until it breaks this low. It is like a nuke pump in the market. So after this, we can anticipate that the market is going to go lower. So we enter every single day we look for sales. The best one was here with this breaker block, and you can see that here. So this breakdown shows that it is going to go to the discount like the last scenario, and it is going to take some sell side liquidity. It is our sell side liquidity. Then it will react to this order block or 50% of this order block, which is this one. Take my words for it. You are in good hands, I assure you. And see what happens. It came down, it break this low, it hit our POI. You can find buy setups from here on, and it went up. We have a very good order block here, so you can find entry setups for sales. Now, why it's better to find entry setups even after the first touch of our order block? Because it's like a car that it is going in 200 miles per hour. So one simple push on the brakes isn't going to stop that car. It is going to consolidate a little bit here. After consolidation, it was my target for getting raided and getting liquidated. After this, you can enter the trade at least to this size. Why? Because we have multiple highs in a trend line manner, and that's a good liquidity pool for losers. It broke this high, so after the pullback you can anticipate that this POI is getting hit or this POI is getting hit. So these are our objectives for higher time frame and for the premium of this leg. Why? Because we have a breakdown here after grab of liquidity, after hitting a POI in discount of this leg with high impact news in these weeks. Then it went up. With this movement you can anticipate that this rejection block isn't going to work, so we have this high. And with this movement you can wait until it validates this breakout, or it breaks down to the downside, which never happened, and we are right here. So we use our premium discount, our breakdown, we use our order blocks and rejection blocks and volume imbalances as POIs. Every POI is going to be good as well. It's going to work as well. We use these concepts plus the internal and external liquidity for anticipating the higher time frame movements of the market. Believe me, you are going to anticipate these movements with very high accuracy. It is going to solve the puzzle of the market for you. Why I'm not profitable? I'm good at lower time frames. I know my setups, because you don't pay attention to higher time frame narratives. And with this channel, we are going to close the higher time frame narratives for you. After that, we are going to talk about lower time frames and how to use that direction and that narrative with lower time frames, even 1 minute time frame. Thank you for your watching. Your subscribes, comments and likes is going to help me a lot.